and I are going to retrace Kobe Bryant's final moments, getting a visual and understanding of what had happened from the air on January 26, 2020. Kobe Bryant was born in Philadelphia on August 23, 1978. At the early age of 6, he moved to Italy. His father, Joel, who was also a basketball player in the NBA, moved to play in the Italian league and brought his family along. Having spent time in Italy, his introduction to sports began with soccer. Being a huge fan of the FC Barcelona, AC Milan teams, and a great admirer of Ronaldinho. When he returned to the United States, he arrived again in Philadelphia and joined the Lower Merion High School basketball team. It wasn't a shock that he became the best scorer, occupying all positions on the court.
Dabney into the lane, missed it, rebound. Bryant looks to elevate and linger. Oh, good.
You won the state champion, kid? Don't you ever forget it. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure to see you. What is it, 1996?
After high school, he entered in the 1996 NBA draft. That's right, Kobe was so talented, he straight up skipped college ball and went straight into the pros, which is pretty rare. The first team to sign him was the Charlotte Hornets when he was drafted with the 13th overall pick. He only lasted 15 days though. Kobe was told by the coach that the Hornets didn't want him. Even though he was drafted, the Hornets were already overstocked with guards and small forwards. I don't know if coach was telling this to humble him, but it definitely rubbed Kobe Bryant the wrong way, and he didn't want to go somewhere where he wasn't able to play, or worse, a place he was unwanted. There were even talks of Kobe being drafted purposely just to trade him, which is exactly what ended up happening when he was later traded to the Lakers. Being the second youngest player in the NBA at only 18 years old, in his rookie year, Kobe didn't even get much playtime and would rarely fill in for guards Eddie Jones and Nick Van Exel. From the bench that year, he watched the playoff games, and it motivated him to work even harder. During the offseason, Kobe Bryant committed most of his time to improve his basketball skills. He was determined to come back to the court and be one of the greatest. In the second season, Kobe Bryant was the youngest player in the All-Star game, where he played more minutes even without being a starting player for the team. Already in the third season, he was notably superior in steals, leading the Lakers, and was chosen as the third best player in the entire league. And that's crazy. Dude was in his third season, around 21 years old. Third best in the entire NBA? What? Upon the arrival of Phil Jackson, he became one of the best shooting guards in the league, obtaining 3 consecutive titles in 2000, 2001, and 2002.
Colby's got it. Above the three-point line, taking a little bit of time. One dribble, pull up for the win. He's got it! The Lakers win!
In 2004, after the departure of the team's main players and manager Jackson, Kobe Bryant became the team leader but was not able to lead the Lakers to the playoffs until 2009 when they won their 4th league title. Aside from the NBA, he was the owner of an Italian basketball team, Adeco Milano, and had many brand deals, most notably Adidas, from whom he would annually receive $5 million. What a lot of people don't know about Kobe Bryant, he was like a Swiss Army knife when it came to talent. He also recorded a hip-hop album in 2000 titled Visions. And if you get a chance to listen to some of the lyrics, a lot of it was quite inspirational and positive. In Kobe Bryant's 20-year career, he won 5 NBA championships, 2 MVPs. He was an 18-time NBA All-Star and considered to be one of the best scorers in NBA history.
Kobe Bryant pulls up for the shot and hits the basket.
2 seconds, 1 second. Kobe pump fake. Kobe for the win! Kobe the dagger!
Bryant's had an unbelievable quarter. He spins, he shoots. Lakers lead! Dribbles, has a look at it.
Jump shot, good by Kobe!
In 2012, as a result of injuries, his performance was declining. Bryant had to make a decision to leave professional basketball and prepare to play his last game on February 14, 2016. After 20 years with the Lakers, they decided to honor him by removing the numbers 8 and 24, which the star wore on his back. Being a huge fan of Kobe Bryant myself and watching him dominate the court every season was inspirational. His work ethic moved me. It taught me that I should be willing to work harder and inspired me to do better in whatever I do. His level of competitiveness made me say, I need to start doing more. I mean, you never get better if you're not willing to put in the extra time and effort. That's what makes the great ones special. Basketball is very similar to the game of life, and as a video creator myself, I know there's always going to be ups and downs. It's not going to always be easy. There's going to be challenges, but if you consistently put in the work, that's the only way you're going to succeed in anything you do. But you have to love it first, and that's what Kobe Bryant did.
Kwame gets it back. Gotta hurry. It'll be Kobe. Kobe for a deuce, and the win, he got it!
Basketball for me was the most important thing. So everything I saw whether it was TV shows, whether it was books I read. Everything was done to try to learn how to become a better basketball player.
Over the last few years, James and I have been traveling across California, visiting different locations and paying our respects to celebrities that have impacted our lives. Michael Jackson's grave at Forest Lawn, Whitney Houston's place of death at the Beverly Hilton, and today we visit the crash site and memorial to one of the greatest athletes and role models that ever lived. We'll get into more detail of what happened during the flight and how this incident influenced the world to come together, especially at a time when we needed it the most. Today I'm going to bring my drone and get a visual of the site and discuss what had happened, as well as pay our respects. I came a long way from Florida just to visit this sacred site to fans. Many don't know that this location even exists as a memorial site for Kobe Bryant, and then there's some that do know that aren't able to visit because of its physical requirements. It's a pretty long walk up a mountain and may seem a bit dangerous, but we're determined to do this so we can pay our respects to Kobe and Gianna, as well as the other souls we lost on January 26, 2020. If there's one thing that Kobe and I have in common, it's the hate for Los Angeles traffic. It annoyed Kobe Bryant so much because it took away family time from his already busy schedule. So this is why it wasn't uncommon for Kobe to travel by helicopter around town. He was only 41 when he passed away in a helicopter crash in Calabasas, California, alongside his 13-year-old daughter Gianna, John and Carrie Altobelli, and their daughter Alyssa, teammate of Gianna, Sarah Chester and her daughter Peyton, who was also a teammate of Gianna, as well as Christina Mosser, an assistant coach at Bryant's Mamba Sports Academy. What is up, fam? Welcome to another video. My name's Omar. This is my friend James, and because you guys asked for it, I'm here in California and I'm gonna show you Kobe Bryant's, I don't even know what to call it, final resting, no,
Where he took his last breaths.
I'm just gonna say, like James just told me, where Kobe Bryant, and not only Kobe Bryant, this isn't just about Kobe Bryant, but his daughter Gianna and 7 other passengers, another family, took their final breaths, like the final moments. And I'm gonna do something extremely special to honor Kobe Bryant and his family, of course. Now, what a lot of people don't know is that Kobe Bryant was a family man. He loved his family, and one of the reasons for him being in a helicopter on that horrid day was because he loved his family. Kobe Bryant actually traveled in a helicopter quite often in California, and for good reason. This is the reason right now. I'm going to show you. Southern California traffic on a regular day, which is today, regular day, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's terrible. It's really hard to get from one place to another. And Kobe Bryant loved his family so much that he didn't want to compromise wasting time in Los Angeles traffic, so he would travel in a helicopter quite often. And I don't blame him, not one bit. You don't blame him, huh? Mm-mm. Traffic is terrible in Southern California. From the moment Kobe Bryant had passed away, a lot of you were reaching out to me to, try to do a spirit box with. I have done some ghost hunting videos here and there. Sometimes I will use spirit box. If you came here for that in this video, you're going to be disappointed because I'm not going to do anything like that. This video is to honor Kobe Bryant, share with you, for some of you who can't physically visit the memorial site. We got a little bit more to go. How many more minutes do we got?
We got about 15
minutes.
GPS signal lost.
Okay, so after a little bit of time looking at the area and exploring, we did find on the other side, it was like a basketball, and it said Kobe on the basketball. We thought that was perhaps the memorial site, but there was just not much going on there. After doing a little bit of research, we found this trail right here that's in front of a dog park, and we're gonna hike it. It's about a 1 mile hike. It does take a little bit of time, but it's gonna be worth it, I promise. At 8:39 a.m., pilot Arazobian sent a text message coordinating Bryant's trip, including his drivers, concierge, and a representative from the helicopter company. Quoted text, Heliat OC, Zobian wrote another quoted text, standing by. 30 minutes later, the helicopter was in the air, traveling from John Wayne Orange County Airport to Camarillo, California, where the passengers would then be flown to a youth basketball game in nearby Thousand Oaks. 15 minutes after takeoff, before slowing down and going to the nearest airport, he continued towards the hill, flying between 400 and 600 feet. Air traffic control asked pilot Zobian, and quote, "You just gonna stay down that low for all the way to Camarillo?" "Yes, sir," the pilot replied. Low altitude. The helicopter started heading towards mountainous terrain, where visibly that morning was poor. Zobian radioed the air traffic controllers that he was climbing to 4,000 feet to get above the clouds, when in fact, the helicopter was plunging towards a hillside, where it sadly crashed northwest of Los Angeles. Zobian may have misperceived the pitch of the aircraft, which can happen when a pilot becomes disoriented in low visibility. It was extremely cloudy that day in Southern California, which is very rare. After an investigation, the NTSB concluded that there was no sign of mechanical failure. So we have a little bit of a hike. Not only is it a mile, but it's all these twists and turns, and of course, an incline when you're going up a mountain. Less oxygen, of course. Beautiful day in California. It's usually a beautiful day in California. That's why everybody loves California. On the day that Kobe and Gianna lost their lives, and of course 7 other passengers, it was foggy, it was cloudy, and that's what led to what had happened not far from where we're at right now. I'll explain a little bit more, but I just wanted you to see what it looks like. You can see there's a ton of mountains. If you're flying a helicopter and pretty bad weather, you're gonna be scared about hitting one of these hills. So, I mean, you're gonna be flying probably low in some scenarios. I know a lot of you are gonna appreciate coming here with us today. James is up ahead over there. You can see it's actually really green here. My friend Gene, who's behind the camera, big shout out to him. He said it rained here, what was it, a couple days ago?
Yeah, 2 days ago.
So that's why everything's just so lush and green. Every time I come into California, everything's like brown and dry, because it's kind of a desert here. Now you can see the terrain, it's pretty dry. All right, I'm already pretty exhausted. Been walking for, I don't know, 15 minutes. Pretty discouraging. I see my rental car down below. From here to there, if there wasn't an incline here, is probably 100 feet. So this 1 mile walk is gonna feel like 5 miles, which is okay. If you're planning to do this, make sure you have good shoes on. Make sure you're healthy enough to do this. And if you're not, that's fine. Just watch our video, because we're gonna take you there anyways. So as you can see behind me, doesn't look like this place gets a whole lot of traffic. I don't think people have been back here in quite a while. I am really worried about James though, because one false move and you could fall off this mountain. We're pretty high up already. Man, just look at that view. Calabasas, California is gorgeous. I mean, all of California is gorgeous, but it's just so pretty here. Bro, please stay close to us. Because even Gene almost fell a couple times. You know, some of you, oh, careful, careful, careful. Could you imagine we're walking and then all of a sudden we don't see James anymore?
It's like 5 minutes later. Have you seen James?
And then all we see is his butt crack down the hill. That won't be good. So yeah, please be careful. Oh man.
You know, last time you said something like that, you're the one that hurt yourself. So.
Spoken into existence.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
dang
kind
it.
of trippy going through these little flowery things, huh?
Yeah, it is pretty trippy. Oh, there's a lizard. That's really cool. Looks a little different than the ones we have home, but they're similar. Much faster. We have a fork in the road here. And you know, when you go online, you can't really find exactly where this place is at. Now, it didn't even bring us to this dog park. It actually brought us to a industrial like parking area where there's some businesses. And oh, there's some people. There's some people over here. Let's ask them. Oh, wait a minute. This goes to the same place. So it just wraps around. Is this where the Kobe Bryant Memorial is?
Yeah, it's up ahead.
It is? Okay.
Yeah, it'll be obvious. There's like a little shrine, and there's a huge 824. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, cool.
But the locals said that the actual crash was, you're gonna see like a little ravine, and that's where it is. But it's right next to it.
Oh, neat. Right. Thanks so much. Awesome. When in doubt, ask a local. Are you sweating?
A little bit. I mean, I do have all sweats on, which is in black. Probably not the smartest thing.
It's this walk, bro.
Yeah, we are going uphill.
This is a tough walk. which is nice because once I get there, I'll feel a sense of accomplishment. Wonder how spooky it is at nighttime over here. If there's any bears, maybe some coyotes. Tell you what, California, it's got some massive sized coyotes. And these coyotes ain't like the ones on the east side. They run in packs here like wolves, which is scary. What is that? What is that? It's like a reservoir filled with a ton of like plastic balls.
I don't know. I think that's to clean the water or something like that.
Oh, okay.
They use the balls so like the water doesn't evaporate as fast.
I've seen that in a big lake.
That's what I'm. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about.
Oh man, that's a small reservoir. I mean,
I know it's a water plant. This whole.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why I was like, where are we going?
Wow. So I think that's the ravine right up there. Wow. What the heck happened there? Pretty sure that was a comet. Hey, little cricket. Hey, was saying hey to me. We're gonna have to get like a leash or something, put it on James, like those ones that they put on the kids. I mean, like just 2 feet to the left, man, and he's a goner.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Just stay on the path, bro. Dude, I've never met somebody that trips so much. He trips on everything. He always have his like shoelaces untied.
Dude, if James fell right now, I would not believe my eyes.
He looks like a schlemiel. You alright?
I'm good.
You liking this exercise?
I had a memory card error.
Memory card error.
Yeah, those are always fun.
That sounds like a good time. Lucky for you, I got a couple memory cards in my bag.
No, it's working now.
Oh, okay, good. Always got our phones too. People always ask, hey Omar, what's the best camera to use? I'm just starting a YouTube channel. The best camera is the one that you have available. Our phones are so capable, so much more capable than when I started YouTube. Back in the day, they barely had phones that did video. Careful, careful. Oh gosh, you just stepped on another crater. Look at that.
That's where the snakes go.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's probably.
Like a Western Diamondback? But yeah, my first camera for YouTube was a little camera. It's called the flip camera. It only recorded in 720p, which was like a low grade, high definition, which was really a big deal 10 years ago. Actually, almost 11 years ago. Oh, can't believe I've been on YouTube that long. But it was a terrible camera, but I was happy. It was what I had. Our phones, way more capable. Videography and photography. I mean, like this great camera that I'm using right now, I'm pretty sure is gonna be replaced in the next 5 years by a cell phone that is even more capable. I mean, this setup that you're watching me on right now cost me $5,000 with the lens. The lenses are sometimes more than the camera body themselves. So yeah, a lot of money. Our cell phones, probably gonna replace them. They already are. They already are.
Oh yeah, I'm sweating right now.
My first time getting sweaty. You know why? We're working out. This is way better than the stair climber. Watch out, poop. Woo. This is good because didn't go to the gym this morning, and I knew that I was gonna go on a really good walk today. I didn't think it was gonna be like this. Online it said 1 mile. I thought that for sure it was gonna be like when you're from Florida and you think a mile, you think of like when you're on the high school track, a mile, not a big deal, but a mile up a mountain, yeah, it's a challenge. Not saying it's not fun, it is fun, but definitely get you sweating, even when it's not humid and it's beautiful out. What's today's high?
I have no idea.
Maybe 80 degrees. It's nice out. It's beautiful. No humidity.
That's the best part.
Whew. So I'm out of breath, right? Look at James. He's barely like making it right now. It looks like he's about to pass out. Come on, James. We got another 30 minutes to go. Oh, there you go. Jog it off, man. Jog it off. You got this.
Much easier.
Yeah. You want some water?
No, I'm good.
All right. Now, when we first got here, we did notice a helicopter in the distance. I see a couple like small Cessna planes nearby, but haven't seen the helicopters anymore. One thing that we were planning on doing which was James' idea, brilliant idea. We were gonna rent a helicopter and actually do the same flight, which, by the way, most helicopters fly from airports. I didn't mention this yet, and I'm sure some of you guys didn't know this, but the day before they knew that the weather, because the weather was getting bad here in California, and like I said, it's always blue skies, beautiful, very dry. Sometimes it could be windy, but it was exceptionally bad the day before, and the pilot was talking to some of the weather guys. They were like, hey, we got this flight tomorrow, you think it's gonna be okay to fly? And he was like, well, let's figure it out tomorrow, I think we'll be okay. Next day came, the weather was so bad that even the police choppers were landed. They didn't even use any choppers. It's gotta be a pretty big deal if the police are grounding their choppers, but they were pretty confident. Kobe wasn't the type of pushy person that, you know, if things were rough, or, you know, hey, like the weather's bad, like we can't fly, like he wasn't like that. He usually had trust in the people that he hired. Now the helicopter pilot, he had 20 years experience, had been flying Kobe around before. I think he had a couple helicopter pilots, because like I said, it was pretty frequent that he used these services. I mean, he was so confident, the helicopter pilot, that he had his wife and his daughter on board, God rest their souls. I mean, things happen. I've been in a helicopter before, very different than an airplane. If you've ever been in a helicopter, there's no wings. So you're literally just, you feel like you're floating in the air, and you definitely feel every bit of turbulence, even not being that high up in the air. Things had to have been pretty bad, because when I flew in a helicopter, the weather was similar, and I felt all that turbulence. When the weather's bad, I can't even imagine what it felt like up there. And then just being scared, they weren't on the radar. It's still a mystery exactly what happened. There's no black box on this helicopter. It wasn't a requirement. It is a requirement in some particular aircrafts and probably even some helicopters, but for some reason it wasn't on this particular one. James is you know, we're kind of worried, so we'll walk a little bit and then wait for him.
Oh my.
That's how I feel. This feels like 5 miles. It is a hike, but hey, good news. We're almost there, and it's gonna be a lot easier getting down. So
I think we went the long way. Maybe next time we get to F4, go to the right. I have a feeling that was the right way to go.
To the right led to the same exact place. It just wrapped around.
It's all right. We need the exercise.
You think the mile wasn't including the turns you were saying?
Bro, could you imagine?
Not here. I don't know if that's because of water or maybe somebody walking back there.
It could. I mean, you would imagine the helicopter was coming from this way, up this way.
You know, it wasn't even that far from the airport. It wasn't
really
far.
close.
It was a couple minutes away.
It's so sad.
Dude, I love these shoes. I don't know what they're called, but they look like sneakers. But look, they're like actual hiking shoes. See that? They're called Gore-Tex. Gore-Tex. We're almost there. Just another 45 more minutes. This is a nice hike, though. If you like going hiking, like, this is awesome.
I feel like this part's even smaller.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, no, it is smaller.
You know why? Because people gave up. They're like, I don't want to walk anymore. Oh my God, that's beautiful. I'll tell you what, I miss Kobe. I know his family does. I mean, it's so pretty here. This is a very pretty place to have a memorial. I mean, anybody that passes away would be honored. I mean, I would. Every time I feel like we're getting close, I look and I'm like, well, we're not close at all. This is it's definitely hard work, but that's what makes us that 1% of people that actually do the hike, because not everybody can do this. And then there's people that can do it physically, but maybe they just don't want to do it. And there's people that mentally can do it, but they physically can't do it, if that makes any sense at all. We're almost there, James. What do you call something like this? Like, what is the proper term? I mean, I almost feel like
It's not resting place.
yeah, I mean, I don't want to call it a final resting place, because this is not where he's buried. This is where he took his last breaths. I hate to call it a crash site. I feel that There's some disrespect that comes with that memorial site. I mean, that's the best way to describe it. Paul Walker, he died in Santa Clarita, which is not far from where he was from in Glendale, and that's what they call it, the crash site. Oh my God. Whew. I mean, if you're into hiking, you'll definitely appreciate this hike. It's great. Tiffany, she loves hiking like this. She'll out hike me any day. I don't know if you've ever been to the Hollywood sign. Bro, there's some inclines like that. And I mean, she was going up those things like a champ. And I was so, look at that lizard. That thing is the size of freaking Godzilla. I know you can't zoom in, but it's like a little, it's like a little mini iguana. Oh, what is that? You thought that was a snake or something, huh?
I don't know what I thought it was.
I thought it was hay. I mean, it could be. But yeah, that lizard's a monster. Hey, mister. Here, come here. Come here. He probably bites. There was 9 total passengers on this helicopter that had lives. One of them was a mother that was handpicked by Kobe Bryant to oh wow, look at that, to coach the girls basketball team, and she left behind children that her husband is now pretty much a single parent raising right now. So say a prayer for the families that lost their loved ones too. I feel like sometimes they don't get any recognition. Oh wow. Oh my God, this is so beautiful. Look at this. 100% some of this stuff is from the family. Look at that. They have t-shirts made in Kobe and Gigi's honor. That's what Gianna, it was Gigi. And there's even some shoes right there. Got a Los Angeles Lakers shirt. Oh, there's more up here. You all right, bro?
Yeah, I'm good.
Look, man. We made it. This is really cool. Look at that big lizard right there. Almost want to catch him. Hi, mister. Hey, mister. Oh, you're friendly. Oh, there's another one. Oh.
9 amazing souls lost their life right here.
Gone too soon for sure. Left a hole in a lot of people's hearts. It's kind of how I feel about Paul Walker. I mean, when these people that were such great people in our communities, when they pass away, their memories, their love lives on forever. I mean, there were some great quotes that Kobe Bryant said that, I mean, it just stuck with a lot of people, especially Paul Walker. I'm a huge Paul Walker fan. If you missed my Paul Walker video, pretty awesome stuff. And Kobe, they passed away, what, was it in 2020 or 2019? I can't remember. It feels like yesterday. I wonder if this was a fan that came and brought like pictures of them that they took. Look at that. That's super cool. Breezy Lakers. .224. Well, his number was 24. What is the 2?
I've seen that a lot.
Yeah, 2, was that Gigi's number maybe? Like, she played basketball, right? Okay, so I'm not 100% sure. I mean, it seems like this is probably the actual crash site, because if you look, there's a change in the landscape. Some of the earth is kind of messed with here. There's foliage here, but there's nothing here. I know at one point some of this was fenced off, probably during like the investigations and stuff. But one thing that I wanted to do was from the air kind of show you what it was like. Of course, I can't replicate the weather. The weather is very nice. Let's get up in the air. Okay, so I'm just noticing this. That was Gigi's number. Her basketball number was 2. So that's why you see 224. Happens to be my uncle's birthday. I thought that was, you know, February 24th, but no. 24, Kobe's number, and Gigi's number was 2. as I'm flying, I mean, I don't know, I couldn't help but just feel like those final moments, the terrifying moments where they knew that something was quite wrong and the worst was about to happen. I mean, those final moments for anyone has to be probably the worst gut-wrenching feeling that, you know, it's just, you're not going to see your family anymore. In a scenario like that, let me know here in the comments, and maybe you guys let me know. Would you rather go with your family or would you rather go alone? I mean, I wouldn't want my family to hurt.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't want my daughter on the plane or on the helicopter.
But the thing is like, what about the families that's left behind that's going to be mourning the losses? Either way, it's just it's a bad situation. But I mean, I'm up above right now, just kind of seeing what the landscape was like. Can't fly my drone to the John Wayne Airport. I wish I could, but it only lets me go out about 2 miles. But at least we can kind of show from up above what the landscape looked like just before the worst happened. So you can see it's showing the trail that we just walked on, and then you can see the change in landscape right there. I don't think that's where the crash happened. I mean, I could be wrong, but you could definitely see how the earth, like landscape, or like the landscape right there is just, it's off compared to everything else. You know, like that was interrupted. But I mean, it could be just because they have these things here. Of course, there's a lot of traffic here because of the memorial. I hear an airplane, so it doesn't mean
Go,
what? No, that airplane's way too high.
Okay.
Yeah, way too high. That's way above 400 feet. Like, this only lets me fly up to 400. One thing that I love about these DJI drones is if you're in a no-fly zone, it won't even let you take the drone up in the air. So what we're doing is completely legal and safe. Alright, so I mean, we're this high up, and I did want to share this. I've gotten the warning a couple of times, even with the weather being nice, that it's windy. It is really windy up in the sky. It doesn't feel windy here. I mean, you can see how some of the foliage around us is moving, so there's some wind down here. But when you're really high up, I mean, you ever been on an airplane, you feel turbulence, and it's quite terrible? That's what happens when you're really high up in the air. And we are pretty high up right now. I mean, I only got the warning one time, and you do get that warning sometimes when you fly a drone, that the wind is picking up, and you know, just to fly safe. But just to kind of compare what they were probably going through with fog and some pretty horrible weather, even with the high elevation. So I mean, that's not a very good mix. All right, we're good. That was great. This kind of reminded me of when I went to Paul Walker's site, you know, his the final site. I hate to use the word crash site, but I mean, that's what it is. But we did something different there too, where we did his last drive. The thought of it was okay, but once we got down to it, it was very emotional, and that was kind of similar for me right now. I mean, I was just thinking of like what they were thinking at that time, what the family's going through right now. I mean, even though this happened a couple years back, it's still quite a bit of hurt going on in many people's lives. And I mean, the people, the fans that he took pictures with, that touched their lives forever, gave them inspiration. I mean, think about it. You did this hike with us. It was very difficult, and it is beautiful out today. I mean, people came up here holding all this stuff. I mean, some people bringing t-shirts and pictures and doing that hike because they love Kobe and Gigi so much. One thing that I wished I seen was maybe a memorial for some of the other people that lost their lives here. Wait a minute. There is, look at this, there is one right here. Rest in heaven, Gianna, John, Carrie, and Alyssa. Peyton and Sarah, Chester, Christina. We do have some stuff here for the other people that lost their lives here, but I'd like to see more of that. And I mean, I definitely would love to see some more Kobe Bryant memorial stuff here. I mean, it's a hard place to get to, of course, but I almost feel bad that I didn't bring something. You know what? I got something. Here we go. Bam. Okay, so if you come to Kobe Bryant's memorial site, I'm leaving this flashlight here, and hopefully no one takes it and steals it, because these people were a light to someone's world, especially Kobe. I mean, he was a light to many people's world, and I mean, it does work. Ooh, it's nice and bright. All right, Kobe, because you were a light to so many, I'm leaving this here for you, and not just for you, but for everyone that lost their lives on that day, dreaded day. So please, don't steal that flashlight. Kobe's death had a great influence, such as the case of Kraft Heinz, which decided to remove the commercial that was going to be used in the Super Bowl that year, which was about the death of Mr. Peanut. In this commercial ad, the 104-year-old mascot meets his end after an accident with the Nutmobile, a series of peanut-shaped cars. This is just an example how Kobe Bryant's death affected advertising. Not only was this advertising withdrawn, but the sales of products, services connected to Kobe Bryant fell over time. In sports, the greatest impact was the number of young people and adults who saw this point of reference to lead their lives. Kobe was a tireless fighter who set goals every day and continued being a great icon, the greatest of his time, followed and applauded by everyone, regardless of whether or not they were passionate about the sport of basketball. Please say a prayer for Kobe Bryant's wife. I'm sure she wasn't wanting to be a widow this young in life, raising children on her own. If you want to see more videos like this, let me know by smashing that like button. Gotta go for now before we leave. Give me a kiss.